Now, in order to make sure that these elements are on the same line with the image, let's use flex styling. In order to do so, I'm going to select the outermost element again, the link, and I'm going to set the styling layout to flex, and that should bring everything on the same line. Let's make sure that they are centered in the middle, and then let's make sure that the color is actually black and not displaying this blue, and also that we are not displaying any underline. Now we can push everything in a bit to create some more spacing. And what would be nice is if we could display when this blog post was published. In order to do that, all I have to do is I'm going to add another div block, which I'm going to drop into the blog preview text, and into that div block I am going to drop a text block element and change it to and then make sure that this text block element is repeated. And here we can dynamically now change the publication date, published on. And now in order to get them two on the same page, all we have to do is we select that div block we just created in order to nest them in. And I'm going to give that a class of publishing date and then set it to flex. That's going to bring everything on the same line. And then if I justify it at the end, it pushes everything towards this end. Now I can give this text block some styling to make the font a bit different and create some spacing between the on and may. Let's and I'm just gonna give it a margin of 2 pixels on the right hand side, and I'm gonna give this the same class. And then we can maybe make this a little bit lighter, and otherwise I think that's good. And let's again wrap everything inside a small shadow so it becomes visible to the user that this whole section is clickable on. In order to do so, I have to go to blog preview, link the element that's wrapping everything, and again scroll down to box shadows, and we can maybe increase the blur a bit. There we go. And let's preview how everything looks. Again, it's something not working with Webflow. Perfect. I think this looks already pretty good. And the only thing what we could now still improve is how we have it on our homepage, that these things grow a tiny bit, like once you hover over them. So it's becoming more visible that you can click on them. Let's do that. In order to make them grow, all I have to do again is select blog preview link, the block which is the outermost element wrapping everything, and then I'm going to select the hover state and go to transform and scale it up by 5%. And let's go back to normal and see how that looks. And again, we need to create a transition, otherwise this jumps around too much, of 500 milliseconds, and choose transform here. And this grows nicely. Maybe we can create a bit more space here so that when they grow, there's some more space for them to grow into. In order to do that, I am going to increase this to 40 pixels. And let's preview this. Perfect. Now, currently we only have 4 blog posts. However, imagine you have 50 blog posts or 70 or whatever. You don't want to display all of them here on this page. Instead, it would make more sense to have pagination. Otherwise, this page gets ever and ever longer. And if you want to display a footer and is linked to our guide, no user would ever see that. Let's fix that and make sure that we have some pagination on this site and with these blog posts. In order to do that, let's first quickly add the missing 2 elements. I'm gonna again drop the get guide section below and a footer below. And now what we have to do is we select again the collection list and go into settings. And here we can collect paginate items, and we select 3 items per page. And now we did this button displayed here at the bottom. Let's create some more space for this button so it can breathe. In order to do so, I'm gonna create a padding of 100 pixels at the bottom as well of this section. Now we have this button with some more free room. All right, let's preview this again. And now if I hit next, this is because we are in preview. Okay, let's instead publish everything and then inspect it on the published website. Go to blog. There we go. We have our posts. And if I hit now next, you can see this post here. Now there's one more thing I want to change. I want to create some more margin here in order to push everything in a bit. But otherwise, I think we are ready, or we have completed this page as well. Let's quickly adjust that. And all I have to do again is click into preview text and also add a padding of 40 here. And let's preview this again. Perfect. Okay. Now the last thing we need to add is our get guide section. Let's take a quick break and then tackle that one.